Welcome to Meg's Mysteries. Are you getting in the mood for some hauntingly good stories? Sit back and listen. This story is called Silent Painter. A new adventure awaits you as you go out into this wonderful world. That was the last line of a long graduation speech Mrs. Hawthorne, our headmistress, gave us. The most important and lasting words as we go into the world. I am Morgan Riley. I had the privilege to attend an all-girl school in England. My father, Nathan Riley, married an English lady, my mother, Martha. It was a strange combination of pure Irish and pure English blood that runs through my veins. I was allowed in school because my mother and her mother before her had attended, and my mother's family, their name, Harrison, was well known to everyone. They were a prestigious family of Lancaster. So what do I do now after being at the school most of my life? Both of my parents are gone. I've only my grandfather Riley left of the family. That's why I was shipped off to school at an early age of 10. My parents were on a cruise to America, and the ship went down. I was sick and missed a trip. I stayed with my grandfather. The ship was the Titanic. So many souls were lost. Grandfather took it so bad he lost his only son, and he was left with me. So now I don't know where I belong. Some girls will marry and go off for more education or go abroad. Then there are some girls who will become governesses or companions to elderly ladies. Young women like me with no means of support or no families to go to. Grandfather can't be supporting me, and my mother's family disowned her after she married an Irishman. So I'm on my own. I fall into the group of us as governesses for wealthy families' children. The headmistress arranged a new assignment for us. I'm off to Scotland to a very old family. Sir James Gordon. His wife had died, and he was left with 3 young children. William is 13. He should be in school, but he refuses. He has to stay and take care of his younger sisters. His name means strong protector, and he is. Jamie's 10, and she's like a little mother to them, always singing and humming, taking care of everyone. But she hums a haunting melody from long ago. Such a sad melody. And little Sheena, she's 5 years old. She hasn't spoken ever since her mother's death. Her mother had fell down the steps. She tripped over Sheena's toys. So Sheena blames herself, and she just stopped talking. She communicates through her paintings and drawings, and for a young age she's quite an excellent painter. I met them all at the family castle. Jamie was welcoming, but William and Sheena were very standoffish. The father didn't come, only his servant Duncan met me at the station. He was pleasant, and he told the children to make me feel at home. Now I'm their new governess in a strange land and a hauntingly looking old castle. I hope I can become their friends. I know how hard it is to lose parents. Their father seems never to be around, so they didn't just lose their mother, but their father too, in a way. They're just left with the servants and me, a stranger. 4 weeks went by. They were all very good at their studies. William and Jamie had tutors before, and their mother oversaw their education. But little Sheena, she'll be a challenge. She will not speak, but is eager to learn, and she's very good at her studies. She wants to please me. I'm an outsider and still never met the master, only Duncan and the servants. The castle is so cold and dreary, but the children seem to be used to it. They do get moody, even Jamie with her haunting tune she hums all the time. She doesn't even know she's doing it, and the others must be used to it. Sheena paints and draws all the time when she's not doing her lessons. She never plays, and has no use for any of her toys anymore. William just puts a barrier up and acts like he's the father, always protecting them. One night I heard something in the schoolroom. My room was right next door, so I went to check. It was Sheena. She was painting by candlelight. It was a beautiful painting of a lady. I recognized it as her mother. I saw the painting downstairs in the front room over the fireplace. But Sheena's painting was even better than the artist. Only she looked a little stern. Sheena just stared at me, and I saw a tear fall down her cheeks. I went down to pick her up and say it was all right. Then William came in and grabbed her, and Jamie came and took her back to bed. William, with a cold stare, said, "We will protect her, not you." His look scared me, and I went to my room. It unnerved me so much I couldn't sleep that night. The next day was as if nothing happened. I said, "Well, we'll take a field trip. Where do you want to go?" William said, "We never leave the estate, ever. It's not allowed." And then he went back to his studies. I asked Jamie later, and she said, "It's not possible, we just can't leave." I thought it must be their father who forbade them. He keeps them like prisoners in a castle, but why? Does he blame them for the mother's death? I'll ask Duncan. He's the only one who talks to me. I must find out what's going on. This is no way to live. So I did talk to Duncan. He had a way about him by saying something without saying anything. He just said, "It's our way," and then he walked away from me. Sheena's pictures and paintings are getting darker and more sinister, like haunting spirits or specters are in them. I asked William, "Does she have nightmares? Is this her way of telling us?" He just said, "It's her way." William, only joy in life was helping injured animals. He had a pet raven that he helped when it broke its wing, and some small animals he finds in the woods around the estate. I told him, "Oh, you'll make a fine animal doctor someday." He said, "Animals don't hurt you, humans do." Weeks went by and we had our routine, but as soon as the lessons were over, each child went off on their own. William with his animals, Sheena with her artwork, Jamie just hummed her sad songs. I have to get through to them. There's more to live than just these castle walls. I asked Duncan, why can't they go out and enjoy life? It'll help them all. No, he said, they never leave and that's it. Then he walked away with a sad look to him. I was there about 3 months and never saw or heard the master. William once said, "We're the last of the family line. It ends with me." I said, "Oh, but you all will have your own families someday. And William, your children will carry on the name. And the girls will have their own families. So the name will live on." They just looked at me and then they all left the room. That night, the castle seemed even more terrifying to me. I was always afraid of the night and the shadows it brings. Everyone was sleeping, and I heard someone at the door. I said, "Who is there?" I opened it, and a dark figure of a man. I thought it was Duncan, and there must be an emergency with the children. I checked, but they were fast asleep. I went down to the first floor looking for Duncan, and I saw the study was lit up. I went in, and I saw a very distinguished young man. He said, "I must tell you something." I thought this must be the master finally home. I said, "I'm Morgan Riley, your new governess." He smiled and said, "I know, I've been watching you. You must help the children." I said, "Of course, but from what?" And then he vanished. I must have been dreaming, and then I found myself in my bed. Then a fog came into the room. I saw a glimpse of a lady's figure. I only saw evil in her eyes. A cold mist formed around the room. Then William burst in. "She's back." I said, "Who?" He said, "My mother. She's here to hurt us all. She wants to wipe out the Gordon family name." I calmed him down and we went to check the girls. Jamie woke up, but Sheena, she was in bed, not breathing. William started to tell me what was going on, but I said, I have to help Sheena. He said, there's no helping her now. Come see her painting, and she'll tell you our story. She had painted many scenes of the death of their father. He was poisoned by the mother. Then Jamie said, I heard her death song. She was humming it as she killed Sheena. She put a pillow and smothered her. I hid with William in the stable, but Mother came after us. The painting then showed her mother falling down the steps to her death. William said she was running after them, and he put Sheena's toys on the steps. Always the protector, but he couldn't save little Sheena. They hid in the stables, but the damage was already done. The mother had been poisoning them for weeks in their food and water. Even the servants all died with them. The father never knew she was going mad and wanted to kill the entire family line and her own children. I cried, You can't all be dead. William said, Yes, and we are here forever if you don't help us move on. That is why we brought you here, to save our souls. If you believe in us, we'll all be free to move on. So I said prayers and lit candles, and then I saw that they all left this earth. I hope to a better place. The only one left was her evil mother's spirit, cursing all the time to roam these halls. I'm leaving now. She must stay. That is her life now, or is it her death, to roam these cold halls of the castle. So I'm leaving. They're all at peace. Years later, I have my own family, 3 children. William, Jamie, and Sheena, in honor of those poor young souls, at peace at last. I left Sheena silent paintings behind, but their memory is always with me. I hope you enjoyed this little ghost mystery. Come back for more.